every time I go to type it, I either type Bad Bunny, who is like a music artist, or I type
Same.
Bad Bussy, which is something completely different.
Hi guys, welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love Podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Kayla and Alexa.
Hey.
Dun
Hello.
dun dun.
This is a horror movie.
Well, it might be when we talk what we're going to talk about here. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yep.
horror
Yep.
in the theme of this episode. But before we go into that, we're going to talk a little bit about tea time. And today
Yes.
we are talking about Fiat because he didn't
Yes.
renew his contract with GMM TV.
Yeah. So I feel like we've, especially recently, been talking about Fiat a lot, just because we've all been like hashtag justice for Fiat. And then a couple days ago, I started seeing some posts going around in the gossip circles that it looked like he maybe had not renewed his contract with GMM TV in December. And people were like, well, that would explain why he wasn't at their showcase that they had at the end of the year and stuff like that. And so I was like going through his profile. He did take GMM TV out of all of his socials. But then I was like, oh, he still has the same manager who, he and a bunch of other actors had when they were under GMM TV. So I went and looked at some of the other actors that had been under that manager, and I noticed that they all had different managers now. So I don't know, maybe it was just
They
timely
left
that both
together.
Fiat and that manager just kind of like seemed to have left at the same time. But I thought it was interesting that, it seems like things are leaning towards he left GMM TV. Like he didn't post that GMM TV notebook photo that everyone in the company has posted. He took them out of their socials, and we know how he's talked about GMM TV in the past. But he still has the same manager, and it's like still the same line number, which I know because we have tried to contact it before unsuccessfully. So, I don't, it could have just been a timely thing. Like they both left around the same time, and since they knew each other, decided to continue working together. But I thought it was really interesting that it seems to be the same manager who is no longer managing all of the other artists that he used to manage under GMM TV, but is still managing Fiat. But yeah, I mean, Fiat has been paid dust by GMM TV for a long time now, so like good for him. I hope this will lead to more opportunities for him, honestly.
Yeah, he deserves a proper role. Like he is so good, and the only thing they gave him recently was the My Garrier gown, which was like,
Which was
it
a
was so
tragedy.
bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
But he did a great job.
Fiat is, yeah.
So I really, really, really hope that he can actually get some work now that he's not
Yeah.
under GMM TV. Because
Yeah.
they favoritize actors.
It was
Oh, yeah.
interesting because GMM TV did make an announcement when he caught COVID that Fiat had COVID, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. So I feel like, I don't know if maybe because there hasn't been a formal announcement that he ended the contract, they're still making that announcement on his behalf, or maybe he still has to wait out the contract for, till the end of some point in time this year. But I just thought about that they did make an announcement a couple of weeks back announcing that he had COVID on the official GMO TV socials. So, but it might just be a thing of waiting out till the end of like this month or something like that. So, but it seems like from his end, he seems to have more cut ties with GMM TV and has taken them out of his bios and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like he's moving away from them. But I guess we'll have to wait and see for sure.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of the fan circles think that he is no longer going to be working with GMM TV in 2022. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll see
Yeah, it
him.
reminds me a little of my prediction
Mm-hmm.
that actors would be neglected once the new ones sign under
True.
GMMTV.
Yeah.
Because that is just the cyclical nature of it, I guess, and it's pretty sad for those actors that end up falling to
Yeah.
the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's hoping that, I don't know, maybe he'll work better as a freelancer. Like Syncto has been doing really well as more of a freelancer,
Mm,
or maybe he'll get
True.
picked up by a company like Nadao, or honestly, any company that will give him more opportunity that he has been given. I think I'm just hopefully excited that this will mean something better for him. So, you know,
yeah.
it's not often that I'm like, I hope this actor is like done with GMMTV, but in his case, I really hope that he is done with GMMTV.
They've mistreated him
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So it's almost good news that he
Yeah,
is probably going to
Yeah.
leave.
honestly.
Yeah. 100%. Like, no matter what, it can't get any worse than it was under
Yeah.
GMMTV. So
Seems like it.
that's good.
So we're hoping for good things for Fiat in 2022.
Yes. So today's topic actually came from a discussion we were having after we finished recording the best and worst BLs of 2021. It
Mm-hmm.
was sorry. It was about how to say A Tale of a Thousand Stars, which led to a whole conversation around the titles of BL shows. There's a lot to say here, so so we found out that,
Yes,
like, we figured we might as well do a whole episode on it because yeah.
we were having a lot of fun, like going back and forth, like ragging on different BL
Mm-hmm.
titles and just like trends in BL titles. So we were like, this could be a fun episode. I feel like a lot of the times we will like start a conversation and get like 20 minutes into the conversation off recording and then be like, wait,
We should
we
do
should
this
stop
on
and use this for an
recording.
episode. And
Yeah.
this was one of those cases.
Yes.
It happens so
Yeah.
often.
Yes.
Um,
So we're gonna go through some good ones, some bad ones, some what?
some weird trends and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I I was going through like the lists of titles of BLs and GLs because I was checking my drama list. And
Mm-hmm.
the one that sticks out to me the most is their Uranus. Because
Yeah.
Mm.
like I get what they're going for, but Uranus has a lot of connotations to it that
Yeah.
makes it really awkward to say.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it probably definitely was not something they considered. But yeah, they kind of it definitely set themselves up for some raunchy jokes there, which we know BL fans love their raunchy jokes. So
I mean, it's not a
um
bad title if you think about how it portrays to the story, but
mhm.
in like societal world, it's
Colloquial speech and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
it's a planet that people tend to stray away from when using planetary and space
Yeah,
related
you just
themes
need
in
one
their titles and
space
such.
in that word to make it really inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how, I guess they didn't expect a lot of um, attention internationally
hmm
because that seems like it would only really be weird for
Mm,
English
Yeah.
speakers
mm.
saying the
Or
title.
Yeah.
very heavily English influenced countries. Because I know that's
Yeah.
a joke here too.
Yeah,
Like kids
Yeah.
go around. Yeah.
yeah.
It takes me back to like elementary school days when it was like one of those really cheesy jokes that
Exactly.
we used to make. Oh,
So
yeah, that
funny.
is kind of unfortunate. I didn't even think about that one, but like when you bring it up, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
was
is kind
thinking
of
about where to
unfortunate.
start, and that just popped out. I'm just like, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my
Um,
Hmm.
God. It's funny.
So one of the ones I had on my list, and this is kind of falls into like one of the trends that I think is, I don't know if it's like bad necessarily, but I think is really boring when it comes to titles, is when they will just have the word my and then like an object after it, like my engineer,
Yeah,
My
oh my
my
day.
gosh, yeah.
ride, my day. Yeah, like stuff like that. I'm just like, they'll take
Yeah.
like one aspect of the series, whether it be like the major or their career path, and just put the word my in front of it. And I'm like, really? No thought into it at all. My engineer. Like, and I don't know, it's just like I feel like it's so boring. And there could be so much more that you could pull from the series itself, but they're just like, oh, this is about engineers. My engineer. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, and can we for a second talk about all the engineering shows? Like you have oh wait, I had it in front. End of Love.
Engineer of love.
Yeah, you have My
Mm,
Gear, Your Gown, The
Oh my god,
Gear,
Sodus.
Sodas.
Although Sodus was like, I guess like
hmm
their, what was it, like their slogan or something
Mm.
for their
Yeah, it's
their
the hazing thing.
engineering faculties, but it is kind of like themed around engineering. Sodus,
Yeah, and My
seniority
Engineer.
order something. My engineer.
hmm
Yeah, there's a lot of just like putting someone's major or profession in the title. Like, as much as I love it, like lovely writer, just a writer that's lovely.
And every show
Oh
has to
gosh.
have the series.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then it makes the title 10 times
Yeah.
longer when you're trying to type a hashtag.
Like, I'm always like, I've always wondered why they do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like to differentiate it from like movies or like shorter form media, but I was like, obviously this is a series, so why do you need to add the series
Yeah,
afterwards?
it
I don't know, but it's a thing
literally
across
doesn't
all
make any
time
sense.
media.
Like no other
Yeah.
country does that. Like the Korean BLs don't have like to my star the series.
The series.
It just
No, it
doesn't sound
doesn't.
right.
To-
The only explanation I could think of is if the novel has the same title, but
mm,
a lot of the times they have
yeah.
They
completely
do.
different titles.
So it makes absolutely
So
no sense whatsoever.
I feel like one show just like did it to like differentiate from like a novel or an existing film that was out there.
Mm.
And then in true BL fashion, every other Thai BL was like, oh, this is a thing. We have to use this now as well.
Yeah, but
So
that's
now
so weird.
everything
Like the
just puts
Korean
like the
ones,
series.
the Koreans ones don't do that, and they usually make a movie after the TV show has gone
Yeah.
out. So
Where
I'm
your eyes
Hmm,
linger, the movie.
that's a
yeah.
good point.
But then you have like Together the series
Oh.
and Together the movie
Still and still
and Still
together.
Together. Did they call it the series on Still
Mm.
Together?
I think it's just still together. Actually, I don't know.
Actually, I don't know either.
Still together. It's just listed under still together.
Mm.
Oh, there's a lot, because we
Hmm.
are still together, I think is the literal translation. But then they shortened it to still
Hmm.
together.
Why? I'm
I
sorry, but
don't know.
that's not a long title to
I
begin
don't
with. Why
know.
are
I
you
don't know.
shortening it?
I think maybe another reason could be if the title is very
hmm
generic. So when you're physically searching it, it could
Mm.
be
Yeah, you
anything.
could bring up like
So maybe
someone's like
that's why they add
weird relation.
series.
I've done that before where like I'm trying to go into the hashtag for a show, and like if you scroll back far enough, it'll bring up like random like totally outside of the BL universe tweets, and I'm just like, what is going on here?
That's true.
So I guess that does help if you put like the series after it. It differentiates it from like if you type like hashtag Game Boys, you're just gonna get a bunch of like gamers and stuff like that and Game Boy consoles. But
That's true.
I don't know. Do they put Game Boys the series? Is it called Game Boys the series, or is it just called Game Boys?
I recall it always just being Game Boys,
Interesting.
and then if it was a certain episode, they would put episode
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
number.
so that helps for like the episode hashtags, but I do run into that dilemma if I like go to Google Game Boys, that I'll just get a bunch of like random gamer crap popping up in like the search engines and stuff like that.
No, that's really funny because that just happened to me with the series Physical
Oh.
Therapy. I just typed in physical therapy and then I was like, wait, that's like
Yeah,
a
but
thing.
like
That's not
if
just the
you have to
series
like put
title.
the series behind it to make it pop up in searches, isn't it a bad title?
Yeah, maybe that means your title is
I
too
think so.
generic.
Yeah,
It's way too generic. Can you at
I think so.
least like put some thought into it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I one of my favorite show titles is actually Until We Meet Again,
Mm,
Yes, I was just
because it
thinking that
like
yes.
it
too.
tells what the story's about, like sort of you get it after you watched it why it's called Until We
Yeah.
Meet Again. And it's not generic. Like if you search it, you're not gonna get up like a lot of crap. And
Yeah. Like random stuff.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
classic, and it's
Yeah.
easy
Until
to
we meet again
remember.
is
You
like
can
top
shorten it
tier
to UWNA
WNA.
when you're
Hmm.
writing. Doesn't roll off the tongue
And
as
it's
well, but
still, it like both the full title and the acronym are both very distinctly tied to the series. So like if you search either one, you're like just gonna get stuff about the series and not
yes.
random other stuff. Sorry.
Yes, can we talk about one very special title, Waterboy?
With the extra
I
Y
have that on my
afterwards.
list.
Not just Waterboy, Waterboy with
Yeah.
the extra Y.
Yeah. Why? The extra Y, I think it's
I
because it's a Y series.
that's also possible. I think there's also
Oh,
this is there an Adam Sandler movie called like The Water Boy or something
Yeah,
like that, and I don't know if they were
Waterboy,
thinking
yeah.
about that
yeah.
when they made this title, but I guess
But
it does help
it's a
differentiate it
show
from
about
that. But
swimmers and you call it Waterboy?
they
Not my
Yeah,
they do be
swimmer.
boys in the water though.
No, but another show does the extra Y
Our
also, Our
Sky, yeah.
Sky.
Mm.
So maybe it's a GMMTV
So it
thing.
has to be
It's a
like,
Y series thing, I think.
I don't
Like you have
know.
Yeah.
Y Destiny too, like Y
Gen
series
Y.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Gen
Gen
Y,
Hmm.
yeah,
Y,
yeah,
Y Destiny, Our
yeah,
Sky.
Yao series.
Like because Y series are I think
It's
it's
how
kind
they
of what they
call it
refer to them
BL in
as in
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah.
So
So that I get.
it's very yeah. Yeah, I get it, but is it good? No.
And the laziest titles of all is like Tanhan Chanlati and Tharn Type.
Oh, that's just like the person's name. Yeah,
The
the
ship
character's
Oh,
name
name.
Farm Type.
basically.
Ugh.
Like
Yeah.
you could have tried. You could have tried.
Mm-mm.
But
Oh yeah.
it does really show you what the show is about because there's no personality in the show at all.
It's
Yeah,
just about
yeah.
the couple.
There's no personality, no growth. Yeah, it's all good.
Is
Is it?
is it all good? um
You know, one
let me think
of
of
Oh,
some
my
other
favorite
examples.
titles are Setai BL ni Naru Sakai versus Setai BL ni Narita Kunai
Damn.
Otoko.
That Japanese just came right off.
I am trying to practice, but I love that they have taken the longest, most difficult title you can do, and just and but it does really fit well into the comedy of the show itself. Like they're forcing
Yeah.
you to like sit there and try and
mhm.
say that title to that comedy show, and it's hilarious.
And then there are people who just shorten it, like
Setai
me, who
BL.
just shorten it down to Zatai
Mm.
BL. I'm like, that's all you're gonna get out of
Yeah.
me. I already butcher enough Thai and Korean as it is. I don't need to butcher Japanese as well.
But that's the literal title of the manga,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
like that they do that. I mean, you like if you see like a video, a TV show that's called the same as like the manga, you're obviously gonna see the difference between what's the manga and what's the TV show. You don't need to differentiate.
Are you
Like,
sure?
call one
Mhm.
Setai BL manga, Setai BL TV show, like
Is it time
the
beyond the
series.
series?
The series.
Like, we're not stupid.
Oh,
Could you imagine though if instead of the series they had gone with like TV show
Oh
instead of
my
like
god.
Sodas the TV show? Oh, it could be worse.
sitcom. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
One of the things that even if the title is good, and I try and like take it with a grain of salt
Mhm.
because obviously these are shows being produced in countries where English isn't the first language, but if there's like grammatical errors in the title, like the reason we started
Oh.
having the discussion about Tale of Thousand Stars is because it's technically a tale of thousand stars instead of a tale of 1,000 stars. So, or there's just like those little like missing grammatical, what are they called? Particles.
Mm.
I don't remember grammar, but
Articles.
yeah, article.
Yeah,
There we
because
go.
that's a
Like the
good
little like
title if you
the
Yeah.
flipped away
or
from
a.
the
Yeah,
grammatical.
but then you're like you naturally say it, a tale of 1,000 stars, and then technically it's a tale of thousand stars, and it just like doesn't roll off the tongue as
Yeah.
well. But obviously they're not gonna catch something like
If
that
they're
necessarily because it's
fluent.
not an English show. But there's like a Taiwanese BL coming out this year that's just like DNA says love you instead of like DNA says I love you or something like that. And it's just like
I
little
can't get
things
over
like
that.
that. And like obviously they feel awkward to me because I'm a native English speaker, so like I'm used to like naturally putting those articles in there,
Yeah,
but
but in
like
Asian
it's
language, a
so
lot
hard
of
for me to
Asian
get used
languages, they
to.
don't use those articles.
Yeah, they don't use articles,
Yeah.
so that's where it comes from. But it's
Yeah.
just like really hard for my English brain to like wrap around.
Another
Yeah,
one is
oh
Be
Yeah.
my
Loved in the House. I
god.
know we mentioned that. And then also, End of Love, This Is
And
Love
this
Story.
is love story.
Like,
This
not
is
a
love
love
story.
story, not
This is
the love story.
Yeah, I think a
uh,
lot of the Taiwanese shows are very jarring, the titles.
mm-hmm.
And you have like We Best Love is also very jarring title.
Yeah,
What
we
does that
best love.
mean? We best love.
we best start
Yeah.
loving. That's like we best start loving. That's like how my brain interprets it.
And number one
We
for
best start
you.
loving each other.
My brain interprets it like this is the
We
best
best love,
love.
number one for you. That does
I'm
not sound like
I'm
something
the
you would
number
say
one.
in English.
No, it's not.
As much as I love that show, that title is terrible.
Or why are you? But it's just
Yes.
R
The
and then
you
you
and
instead of
the question
spelling
mark.
Oh.
out the words are you. Why are you?
Yeah,
Question
can I
mark.
ask, why did they choose that title?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Why
I
are
don't
you?
get it.
I actually,
I don't get it.
yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
really have anything to do with the series in the slightest. Why are you?
I've never actually, if anyone knows, put it in the comment section below, because I have no idea why they decided to put in like, I think it has something to do with like the novel that they're writing in the story or fan fiction or whatever.
I pulled it up on my drama list, and one of the full titles is Why Are You the One? So, I mean, I feel like that would make more sense than just Why Are You? But still, Why Are You the One? That might be like the novel title or something like that. But yeah, that's definitely one where I was like, why is this the title?
Yeah. I mean, like for Korean, the Korean ones, they have actually been doing pretty well with most of them. Like Where Your Eyes Linger is a good one. You Make Me Dance.
You Make Me Dance. That's a good one.
To My Star.
Yeah, they have some good titles in there. I mean,
the only one
K-drama titles are always pretty. Tasty Florida is a little bit.
That's a little bit, yeah.
My Sweet Dear. That's another my.
Yeah.
My with just
Wish
some
You
words
is
after
a little
it.
bit weird. What does Wish You mean?
It's
Yeah.
it's like there should be another word there. Like
I
wish
well,
you
wish
yeah, that's what I
well,
you.
would think of.
What?
wish for you.
I wish you. I wish you were mine? Question mark. I
I
don't know.
wish you.
Because
I
wish
wish you
The
you
like the
doesn't make
series.
sense
series.
for the show at all.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
One that I personally, one title that I personally
Oh
don't like is
yeah.
My Bromance
bromance. Oh my god.
because I think it is way too
Oh yeah,
literal.
because aren't they like,
Because when you think of a
we're like, we're
bromance, that's
bros, we're
like a
bros.
close
Yeah,
friendship between
we're just
two
guys being bros.
guys, but in their case, it's a little too on the
Aren't
nose
they
of a
like
reference,
stepbrothers or
so it
something?
bothers me.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
talking literal bro man's here.
Yeah, but that's a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
one's
the
rough.
problems. They're making it too literal with this a lot of these titles. And
Exactly. All the
mm,
titles that have kiss in it, some form of like kiss,
yeah,
Yeah.
like dark blue kiss.
kiss
Um,
kiss. Oh.
there's a lot like
One
that.
I
Yeah.
don't understand, and I might have missed it watching the show because it bored the hell out of me. But Knitted
I have
what does
no
that
idea.
mean?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
No
I don't know
idea,
what that means.
actually.
Knitted the series. What does that mean? Can someone explain it to me?
I
What
have
does it
no
mean?
idea. Yeah, actually, someone please explain that to us
Yes,
because we
please.
actually have no
Someone
idea
probably read the novel and understand it,
what the
but
reference for that is. I'm assuming it's some kind of novel
yeah.
reference. I feel like we also have to touch on like the second season titles. Like Pixie, I know you hate this one.
Oh,
Don't say no. And then the sequel is gonna be titled Just Say Yes.
It's the same title, just said differently. What
it's
the
so bad.
fuck?
It reminds me of Say Yes to the Dress.
No, but that aside, just the title "Don't Say No" is
Don't
very.
say no. It does. It
It
is a
rubs me
creepy
the
kind
wrong
of
way, honestly.
vibe there.
It's not. Oh, it's like when it came out and everyone like Mame announced it. We were just like, "Yeah, that's Mame.
Yep.
Yep, not
It's a
surprised.
name title.
Don't say no."
Lack of consent. Yep, that's her.
We all have our expectations for this one, and
And they were certainly. It was certainly what we expected.
yes,
But yeah, like the second season titles, like Love by Chance, and what was the second season? A
a
Chance to
chance
Love.
to love. Yeah,
Yeah.
A chance to love.
that's just
And why?
confusing.
Yeah. It's called Love by
But
Chance.
the whole
I guess like
the
Love
whole
by
second
Chance 2 wouldn't be
season,
any better.
the whole second season was confusing. So in that sense, the title fits.
Yeah. Fair
Or
enough.
like Together with Me, and then the second season is Together with Me the next chapter. Like, I mean, it's fine. Together with Me
Oh.
isn't terrible, but like just throwing the next chapter on the end, I was like, it's a little bit on the nose.
Yeah, it's very
Just
lazy.
the next chapter of our lives. Yeah, lazy. That's a good way to describe
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the times with
Mm.
the second season titles, they get very lazy. It's either like just Gen Y2 or it's like A Chance to Love, which is just like a reverse on like the original title.
Mhm.
Love by Chance and A Chance to Love. Oh my
What the
god.
Duck and What the Duck Final Call.
What does that
It
even
makes me think of
mean?
like a duck
I think that's what
call.
it's
Like a
called.
duck call. Final call. A duck call. I don't know.
But what the dog? Are they trying to play
I
on
think of like a
what the
stage
fuck?
play.
What the I assume so.
But why?
Yeah.
I've never seen the show, so I don't know what it's
Terrible.
Because
about.
that's what you think when you watch the show.
Actually, I think there is some like symbolism with
Yeah,
like a
there is
rubber duck or something.
involved.
But
there.
even then, I'm like, I don't really like the idea of making your series title
Yeah,
a
only
pun.
shirts and stickers.
Yes.
Check out
Only shirts on
lovecastpodcast.com.
lovecastpodcast.com.
Anyway,
Oh, that's funny.
one
So funny.
I laughed my head off when I saw was when they changed the title of Grab a Bite to Bite Me.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
like,
another one that I feel
isn't
like
that a
fans
little
could
bit-
really take and run with. And I know that like Salmon explained that they changed it because Grab is like a food delivery company in Thailand, so like they didn't want to risk any type of copyright issues. But yeah, Bite Me is it definitely gives, I would think it's like a vampire drama, first of all, not related to food at all, but also like it's definitely
Yeah.
one that fans probably had fun with while they were watching the series.
Yeah, I mean, the series is very fluffy. So having like a provocative title
Yeah,
like
it's
Bite
so
Me
wholesome.
is
It does make you think it's going to be saucier than it is.
I wish it was saucier.
No pun intended
No.
for sauce.
I thought about that
Sorry.
after it came out of my mouth. I was like, ooh, sauce in food BL. I got it.
Well, the only porn you got there was food porn.
Hey, I love me some good food porn.
Yeah, a lot of it.
One that I really like is Color Rush.
Ooh, yeah, Color Rush
I
is
love
really
that
good.
one
It's to the
too.
point,
I love
it's
it.
not too complicated, and it fits to the story. It's just mwah.
Yeah, especially when pulled in with like the whole aesthetic of like all of the posters, and then like when we actually see like the first color rush happening for Yeonwoo and everything like that. I feel like it's very well. It's very simple, just two words, but it plays in very well to the title.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that one.
Loves it. And people don't hate me, but Bad Buddy is a really bad title.
Okay, it's on my list. It's on my list. It's on my list as a bad title. As much as I love the show, and this is solely because every time I go to type it, I either type Bad Bunny, who is like a music artist, or I
Same.
type Bad Bussy, which is something completely different.
That is
And the
not
amount of
something you
times
want
I
to
have-
search, I've heard.
No. The amount of times I've almost tweeted that on the podcast
Yeah,
account
that's
before,
true,
I was
that's
like, oh
true.
no. But yeah,
That's
I feel like
hilarious.
the
Bad
novel
Bunny.
title for Bad Buddy was like Behind the Curtains, and then like you think about the scene where they're literally behind the curtains and then they get outed and everything
Yeah,
like
because
that. I
that's
feel like
sort
it's
of
much
like
more.
the rise of the climax, sort of like the reveal for the drama that ensues, and it makes sense. But they changed it to Bad Buddy. I don't know. GMMTV has like this thing about making very simplistic titles for their shows.
Yeah. I think their thing is to make it as trendable as possible, so they try and keep them like short and easy to remember. But
yeah, but just
it
think
doesn't
about
really
the
make for a
shows that are
great
coming
title.
out, vice versa. Was it Moonlight Chicken?
Moonlight Chicken, not Midnight Chicken. It's Moonlight Chicken.
Moonlight Chicken. What other shows do we have from them?
Actually, I like the Pon and Pooin one is called Never Let Me Go. I think that one's a pretty good title. There's one of them was called like The Class President or something like that, which is like, it was like
that could be anything.
The one that's like a bunch of high school kids. I remember vaguely. The Mike Chris one is You Are My Favorite. And
yeah, that's like, but it's very generic. It could
It's grammatically correct.
It could be literally anything that show. Like at least with vice versa, you kind of have a sort of
like
idea
the parallel
of what it's
universe
gonna be.
thing.
But like Moonlight Chicken makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know if that's a cultural thing.
I assumed it was like the name of like because I think Earth in that series is like a midnight bar owner or something. So I assumed it was like the name of his.
Did he name
maybe
his
he
bar
has like a chicken
Moonlight
restaurant?
Chicken?
Maybe. I don't know.
We need to have a talk with him. Like, I'm sorry, babe, but that's
him specifically.
what?
Sorry, babe, but you gotta fix that.
With all due respect. What is
With all
that?
due respect. Oh, that's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
Um,
There are also a lot of titles that use like moon,
yeah,
moonlight, night,
they love a good.
dark
Yeah,
blue,
that's very
blue,
true.
stuff like
I
that.
Obviously, like
told the sunset about you.
I promised you the moon. I know. Oh,
Dark
dark
blue and
blue moonlight.
moonlight.
Yeah, isn't there like red wine in the dark night or something like that? Yeah, a lot of like night
Yeah,
and
yeah,
moon,
yeah.
and like obviously the moon ones in
Uh-huh.
some situations the moon is like referring to the moon competition that Thai universities have, like two moons, and two moons two is referring to
Hmm.
that competition because they're both the campus moons. But then there's other ones that I feel like are actually referring to the literal moon and like literal night and stuff like that. Yeah, I told Sunset about you. Should be I told
The
the sunset
sunset
about
about
you.
you.
And it's because the sequel is I promised you the moon. So the sequel is grammatically correct, but I told Sunset about you. I guess it's kind of like colloquial
I mean,
speaking.
when
I
you have
told
such a
Sunset
long
about you.
title, why not just throw the
Just,
the in
just
there?
throwing
Because
sorry.
when they write it like that, it sounds like sunset is a name.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
person.
it does feel that way.
That's what it sounds like.
Um, one that I do like, it's not super complex, but I feel like it fits in really well with the show is Theory of Love. When you think
Mm,
about how
same.
the whole thing
Yes.
is about like different movies
Yes.
and how they portray how love works and
Hmm.
how love comes together and stuff like that, I feel like Theory of Love really encompasses the series well in terms of like the movie theme and everything like that. I
Hmm.
really like that one.
Yeah, but the title and the cover shot of it does not prepare you for the
No.
literal up and down roller coaster of that show.
No, it does not.
um Another one that I think is really good is Crossing the Line.
Mm. Yeah, it's good in the sense of
Yeah,
hmm
Yes.
because I
And
think of
they're
like the
literally
specifically that
volleyball
crossing a
scene with like
line.
the
line.
kiss through the volleyball net where he like crosses over to kiss him. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's a really
mentally
Yeah.
good
they're
one.
also crossing a line, sort of. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's a great title.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I think like
Yeah.
the history franchise do have a lot of good title. Like Make Our Days
Make our days
Count
count.
is good.
Very literal once you understand how the series ends.
Yeah, we
History 3 Trapped.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the end of Make Our Days Count. Yep.
Yeah, we don't
uh
acknowledge how Make Our Days Count end. So
no, we do not.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trapped is a good one too.
Yeah. Yeah, they fit really well with like the actual stories that are being told by the drama.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
I,
like
I
those ones a
I I
lot.
actually love that like shows like Japanese shows, they keep to the a lot often to the Japanese titles. They don't
Mm-hmm.
like Englishify it. The same with Gaia sa Película. I
Yeah,
love that that's the title of it. I know there's an English title too, but I've never used it.
yeah. It's kind of interesting to think how, like, with certain shows, like the native language title catches on versus like the English title. Like, Kyaita Hatsukoi is technically called My Love Mix Up or
Mm.
Vanishing My First Love, but most people call it Kyaita Hatsukoi, whereas Cherry Magic is I couldn't even say the Japanese title if
It's a
I
long
tried, but
one.
most people end up calling it just Cherry Magic. So,
Yeah, but
or
like
like
the
Gaia
official English
Sapolicula.
title is actually longer too for Cherry Magic.
Yeah,
It's
it is like 30 years of virginity make you a wizard or
yes, it
something.
is.
But Cherry Magic is just
Cherry
better.
Magic is top tier names for shows. Like
Yeah.
literal, it's such a good title. It's
Hmm.
long,
It's
yes, I
quite
know,
literal.
but it's got so much intrigue in it. Like, and it's got like sort of a spicy edge to it, but it's
Yeah.
not a spicy
Once
show
you
at
understand
all.
what kind of cherry they're referring to. Yeah, I remember when we were talking to Perth and we told him the full title and he was like, so is it like about sex or virginity? And we were like, not
No.
really.
Well, it's sort of about virginity, but like there's no.
Not in the way that you would think.
It's
It would
not
be like,
sexual at
yeah,
all.
it's not like his path to like losing his virginity or something. It's more just like
Like the
he's a virgin, so he
spiciest
has
it
these
gets
powers.
is like them holding hands.
Yeah. Some real, you know what, that's some Adachi level spice. So I can appreciate, for Adachi that is spice. So
But you can argue that hearing someone's thoughts is very intimate, but
yeah, that's true. One of my all-time favorite BL titles is Your Name Engraved Herein. Just like with the whole
Yes, it's so
movie
pretty.
and the song that's also titled Your Name Engraved Herein and the lyrics to the song, and it all just like fits so perfectly, and it's just like beautiful as it is, and as heart-wrenching as the film is, like it's just like one of my all-time favorite BL titles. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah. Cutie Pie. Like I get the title because it's like about age difference, and the younger one is
little
like
cutie
a
pie.
cutie pie.
Yeah, you're a little cutie pie.
And
but yeah, it's definitely a title.
It's a title. Cutie Pie this series. I mean, it's
That one might get lost if it doesn't have the series.
But I mean, it's easy to remember and it rolls off the tongue. Okay, so
yeah,
it's fine.
It works.
It's fun to say cutie pie.
Little cutie pie.
But it does sound a lot fluffier
he is a little
than
cutie
it's gonna
pie.
be.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with the series, from what we've seen so far, it's not going to be as fluffy as the title makes it seem.
Yeah. Bam Bam does not write fluff. For those who don't know, Bam Bam is the author and not the K-pop artist.
No.
Just saying.
Different Thai Bam Bam.
Yeah, two different Bam Bams.
Let me think of what others I had on my list.
Given. I never understood the title of Given. Like, I get a lot of people have a lot of love for the show, the manga, the anime, whatever. But the title is just, like, for a Japanese show, it's boring. And what is actually Given?
His voice. He finds his, I guess it would be more like he finds his voice than he's given his voice.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like he's always been scared to sing.
What does
and then,
given
like,
even mean?
I think it's like you're given a blessing.
That
at,
is
like,
a very
the
philosophical
temple.
question.
It does have like this really religious connotations to it, but the show doesn't.
No. Oh, I don't know. I always wondered if there's like a more extended title in the manga, the original manga, or if it's just like the Japanese is just straight given as well.
That's good.
Or if there's like a longer Japanese title. I don't know.
No, it says adapted from the manga series Given.
Okay, so it is just Given.
Yeah. Also known as Given. Is that how the Japanese way to say it?
English pronunciation? Gibbon. I like that they spelled that out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the native title is really short, so I'm pretty sure it does say Given.
It's just Given.
Given.
Huh.
Given.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what it means. I haven't read the manga, so maybe there's more in the context of the series that explains it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel like this is one of the places where Japan obviously don't understand English very well. And it's just a title that sounds like it's has a lot of meaning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know any others that stick out to you.
Mm.
We went through everything on my
Oh,
Yeah,
list.
I feel like we
You
got
guys mentioned
through
everything I had.
Mr. Hart.
Mr. Hart.
That's true.
At least it
And
wasn't like
it
my
does.
runner, I guess.
I understand why they used it
The
because he's a
series.
pacemaker, and pacemakers are used on hearts to keep them pumping.
Yeah.
So that's where sort of the Mr. Heart comes from, but it's very weird.
The Mister is like, I feel like they could have been finding a different found a different way to incorporate like heart into it, because like the Mr. Heart just kind of makes it like the Mr.
Sounds
part. I
like
feel like
this
just makes it more off-putting.
cheesy
It's like Mr. Rogers or
70s
something.
like pimp action.
It makes
Not a
it sound
pimp.
like they're older than they are.
Welcome to Mr. Hart's Love Den.
I was like, oh, it reminds me of Mr. Rogers. And Pixie was like, it reminds me of a
two
pimp.
complete different sides, sir. Oh my god.
Gosh.
And on that note,
That note.
In conclusion.
And that's it for our episode this week. Let us know which BL show titles make you stop and think. Who came up with this name? If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and follow us on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and share this episode with your BL-loving friends. Did you know we have a merch shop? You can find it at lovecastthepodcast.com. We have hoodies, we have stickers, we have t-shirts.
Kayla's
Kayla's the cutest. Go buy.
Go buy simply for Kayla's marketing skills.
Yes. And finally, if you'd like to support the podcast and help us continue creating and releasing episodes, you can join our Patreon, where you'll receive exclusive access to extra content like Kayla's reaction videos, my audio chapters of BL novels, Alexa's character analysis videos, behind the scene clips from interviews and podcast recordings that didn't make it into the final episode, and more. Thanks for joining us this week, and don't forget to jump into the Discord server or share your thoughts with us in the comments below. So until next time, bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't even know what to do.
Probably should.
I'm like,